Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I am looking at the GT205 from GTPlayer. One of my most viewed chair reviews on the channel is a gaming chair from GTPlayer. I think that's because this brand is extremely affordable. They have a ton of different styles to choose from, and they're very comfortable. So let's go ahead and get into the specs with this chair, starting just with the dimensions. So for the total height that this can achieve, that is going to be 49 inches. The lowest point this can go to is 45.1. So you're going to get 3.9 inches of total height adjustment with this. For the base of this, it is 22 inches wide and then 19.7 inches deep. The backrest is 29.5 inches tall. At its widest point, it is going to be 21.7 inches. For the total width of the chair, including the armrest, that is going to be 28.1 inches. The armrests are 14 inches long, and they are going to be in a fixed position. For the base width, it is 28.4 inches wide. In terms of a recommended height for this, 4 foot 9 inches to 5 foot 9 inches. The max here would be 6 foot 2 inches that a person could be that could fit this comfortably. For the weight, 99 pounds all the way up to 260 pounds with a max weight of 300 pounds. For the version I have, this is using technical fabric, which is very soft to the touch, very comfortable, but you can also choose from a polyurethane version if you wanted. The lumbar support and the neck pillow, the lumbar support and the headrest are built in, and for the lumbar support, it actually is embedded with individual pocketed springs, which are very comfortable. So you get a good amount of support with that, but it's also a little bit dynamic because it's giving you support where you're putting pressure. The seat cushion is going to use a high density foam for the base of it, but throughout the chair, the one thing that makes this very unique is that it actually uses cotton for the cushion that it's providing, which this is the only chair I've ever used that has that cotton in it, and it makes it extremely comfortable. The best comparison that I can make here is it's essentially like a recliner that you would buy, but now you have like the gaming office chair version of that. It's very plush, very comfortable, very soft. And then of course we do get a leg rest here, which I will talk about more in a little bit. Shifting over now to the build process, this comes in a smaller box, which means less packing material, which is awesome, but it also means that you have to assemble everything with this chair. The good news is they have a very well laid out assembly guide for this. You get obviously all the parts, but they give you spare parts and the tools to make this as well. For me, this took about 25 minutes to make. It shouldn't take you as long just because you don't have to set up and mess with a camera. You can just build the chair, but everything here went extremely smooth. Shifting over now to the mechanical adjustments, this has the height adjustment of 3.9 inches, and this can recline from 90 to 135 degrees. What I like here about the reclining is that you're not stuck to certain points within that 90 to 135 degrees that you can go. Any point between 90 and 135 degrees, you can simply lock the chair there. So you have the full range of adjustment and lockable positions, which most chairs don't give you that option at all. And then we have the leg rest, which this will extend out a total of 13.5 inches. And then when you don't need it, you simply just flip it over and then tuck it underneath the chair. So I really like what GTPlayer is offering in regards to all of their chairs. They have a really nice catalog with different variations and options for you to choose from. When it comes to the cozy series here with this GT205, it's extremely cozy. You have a nice soft fabric. Again, you can choose that polyurethane version if you want to. You also have a ton of different color options that I'm going to make sure that just kind of pops up on screen because there is a lot there. So you can match the overall aesthetic of your desk and your setup. And this is a chair that I would say you could use both at home for a gaming setup, but also at the office where you just want to be more comfortable where you're sitting at your desk for a long period of time. I mentioned earlier, this feels like a recliner that they've made now into a chair and kind of compacted it down, and it's just really comfortable for those longer sitting sessions. The lumbar support here is really nice as well for those longer sitting sessions, where it is providing a really good amount of support that does feel more dynamic because they have the springs in there. You can also put the leg rest out here if you wanted to recline back and kind of kick back and relax as you're watching content, or just need a moment to take a break while you're at your desk. And like I mentioned earlier, the fabric here is really soft to the touch. The one thing I would want people to be mindful of is that with this version and this fabric, it can cling to like dog hair and things like that. So you may need one of those rollers that's kind of sticky where you can get that stuff off. If you were to look at the polyurethane version, I would want you to be mindful of the fact that that may get hotter. This chair kind of floats in the middle. It's obviously not a mesh chair that is more breathable, so it does retain some heat, but it doesn't retain as much compared to a chair that does have a polyurethane material on it. And these are things I would consider to be gray area or preference-based things. So when it comes to whether or not you do choose this version or a polyurethane version, it's going to be based off your preference. When you're looking at other things with the chair, those are also preference-based. So if you need armrests that actually have more mechanical based adjustments to them, you may want to look at some of their other offerings. When it comes to maybe the height of the backrest, or you need a neck pillow or anything like that, they have other offerings that you may want to look at based off of your personal preference. Or another thing is, you can look at their chair add-ons that they offer, where you can get some of these accessories to add to this chair. So I am extremely happy with this chair. I think GTPlayer has knocked it out of the park again with this one. In terms of outright negatives, I'm happy to report that I do not have any. They have just brought a really nice chair to the market at a very affordable price. So if you're in the market for a new chair, whether that's for your gaming setup or for the office, I definitely would consider the GT Cozy series here with the GT205. One of the main reasons, outside of all the stuff I've talked about with how comfortable this is this will not break the bank. These chairs are extremely affordable, and I think that matters for a lot of people when they're trying to get something where it's not going to cost them a fortune, but they don't want to sacrifice when it comes to comfort. So that's going to wrap this video up. If you have any questions about this chair, let me know in the comment section and I will answer that for you there. I will have a link for this in the description if you want to pick this chair up or look at their other chair offerings. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.